More money in your pocket.
Absolutely.
And a whole lot less stress in your life, right?
My name is Antoinette Mercier Malcolm.
We know her as Tony. All right, great. So Tony, tell me about the day that we came to take photographs.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. The group walks in and takes a look at this. No doors on the cupboards either. And your crew just took over and made it look really good somehow. So the stager arrived, absolute car, just packed jam full of the most amazing cushions and vases and flowers and all sorts of amazing things, and took over. But wow, we were pushing the limits of time. And so she was trying to push the photographer back a little bit, but he had another shoot. But it all worked out beautifully. I'm still amazed at what the photographs looked like.
Staging and getting the photographer in a little bit late, but everything worked out. And we know the marketing turned out fabulous.
Absolutely.
Right.
It really did. I don't know if you recall this house that had lots of colors and different things. And
Yes.
you came in and just said, yes, you do need to do this, you do need to do that. That guidance was fabulous. And I kind of tried to stick to it, to a T. And definitely you need to have more of a blank slate with the staging, what makes it absolutely gorgeous.
Even before the staging, even when we were just first starting out the listing, I do remember coming in here and you had a fabulous home and you designed it and decorated it perfectly for your taste. And like you said, lots of colors, lots of bright colors, lots of really, really neat things. And we really appreciate that you were willing to kind of neutralize that, because it looked fantastic, but we were able to open up the market and the number of buyers and have other people be able to see their style come into your home. So yes, that's awesome.
And I must confess that I did find the light, and once we started painting white, the whole house did definitely open up, and that was what the photographer and the stager did.
Yes,
the angles and the lighting and everything that they did for the house made it look absolutely wonderful.
Got it really lightened good. Up, made it look bigger, made it photograph much better. And isn't it just amazing what those kind of things can do?
It is. And what else you said was no clutter.
Yes.
And no private.
Yes. No personalization. Minimize the personalization, right?
So that you can actually see the dimensions of the room. You can see what counter space you've got.
Yes.
And it's calming when you bring flowers and things like that, because it's there's no noise. There's no noise, and that seems to work really well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It did. You're welcome. Thank you. Right?
Completely relied on you. It was awesome.
So, once we got everything done and all the marketing was ready and we put it into the MLS, we didn't show it right away, did we? Do you remember what we did?
Well, I wasn't expecting it. By Thursday, I thought that the first sitting was going to be a Saturday. But there was so much interest.
Yes.
That there were some agents that had to see it on Friday. So again, there was this big sort of fluster of trying to clear the decks, shove things on. But five agents came in, and there was such a lot of interest.
Yes.
And then on Saturday, I was absolutely amazed.
Yeah, we had a lot of showings on that Saturday.
I think there were 32 parties coming.
Wow. After that first weekend, we had 2 offers. Right? And
yes.
you remember what we did was we set up a strategy of putting out for them to bring in their highest and best. We put that out to everybody and then gave them a deadline. And then at that deadline, what happened?
Gosh, we had 3 very firm offers.
We got 3.
And they had
3 over list price.
Over list price.
3 offers over list price.
One of them came up and gave us more than that.
Well, we came back to the one. We not only looked at price, we looked at how much cash they were putting down. So it's not just the price of the house, it's the terms. And we looked at those different buyers to see who had the best chance of closing, right? And having it appraised and all of those good things. And so one of our buyers stood out. We put it out to them, letting them know that there was 2 other offers at the same price. And what'd they do?
They didn't hesitate.
And what else did they do?
Well, they put it up.
Right. They
we
added another.
We got 15 over.
$15,000.
They didn't even hesitate.
They didn't. Not only did they not hesitate, they were so determined to get the house after all that they put another $5,000 on the table, didn't they? So you got $15,000 at the list.
And then they asked
That's
for
awesome.
a very tight closing date.
Yes.
I mean, they wanted to
get in here and get it done. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. When we were putting it on the market, do you remember our discussion about pricing?
Yes, because the house up the road had gone for, I think it was like 30 under asking, but it was still at 530. And my house is a lot bigger. And so I asked you if I shouldn't actually make it over what you'd suggested. Thinking, come on, obviously this is a desirable area. And then you said, no, this is pretty much spot on where it should be. Don't ask for over because you're not going to get the offers. And it absolutely panned out that way. So I did actually want to put it on at 515, and that's what we got. And then we wouldn't. I don't believe we would have.
We wouldn't have had 8 offers.
No,
we wouldn't have gotten to 515. We might have had one buyer in there, and they would have not offered full price. So
I'm still absolutely flabbergasted that there was so much interest.
And we're thrilled that you followed our recommendations.
Oh, of course, you're the
listing it at listing at the right price, showing at the right time, preparing the house for market the way we recommended. All of that, you did everything just spot on, and look at the results you've got, right?
Absolutely. I couldn't have done it without your team on you. I really, really couldn't. I mean, I'm not the expert. I would have gone boho, and sort of had all these colors, and my market would have been like that. I mean, I would have got like what, 350 maybe.
Right? Yeah, no, we don't want that.
No, I absolutely relied on what it was you said. I was so grateful.
That's awesome.
I really, really was.
Yeah. Like everybody, once we go into contract, the buyers end up with a 10-day inspection period.
Yes.
You remember that, right? You remember the inspection period. And they came in with the buyer's inspection notice, seller's response, we call it a BINSR. They came in with a BINSR that was quite long, wasn't it?
So it was very open-ended. I didn't know at the end of the day
what it was
exactly
going to cost
what
you.
It was going to cost you.
Right. So once we got in that BINSR, that long BINSR, one of the things that we did was we sent it over to a company that would help us determine what the prices were. Yes. So you would be able to know, looking at a list of what needs to be done on the house. Especially that happened over New Year's, didn't it?
Yes.
We got it on Thursday.
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday were holidays, and it was due on Tuesday. We were able to extend that, which worked for you.
Yes.
But and then at the same time, we got that in front of a company that was able to give us some numbers, but not all the numbers you needed. And we knew based on those numbers it was going to be a huge amount of money to get everything done that they were asking.
And then you came back with the suggestion of, look, why don't you just offer them a flat price? And I said, okay, 5. You said, no, 3. And I said, okay. And they accepted it.
And they accepted it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It could have easily been 20.
I think so.
It could have easily, trying to do everything that they, and sometimes
it was excessive though.
We get all kinds of different things on BINSRs, and this happened to be an example where they just really took the inspector's report and said, do it all.
Yes.
And that's...
It was overwhelming for me.
Right.
So, I mean, I stressed for a couple of days, and then when you came back to me and said, look, just offer them a flat rate, it was such a relief.
And you don't have to do any repairs. It makes it
I've done a little bit.
More money in your pocket.
Absolutely.
And a whole lot less stress in your life,
absolutely.
Right? So, yeah.
Well, I don't think we would have met the 18th. We wouldn't have met the closing
You
date.
wouldn't have been able to close on time.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And that idea of going to the contractor was fabulous because they're on it. I mean, they've got personnel that are on it. They didn't come and look at the place, but they obviously have information about flat rates. This is going to cost this. This is going to cost that. And so his turnaround time was extraordinary. I was very grateful for their efficiency.
So Tony, instead of paying what could have been $20,000 or more in repairs and not closing on time and going through all that headache of having to oversee all those contractors, you gave them a $3,000 credit, and
Bob's your uncle.
do we have Scotland? Do we have people in Scotland? Because when she moves there, we're going to send it to the neighborhood. Right? Yeah. This one's fun. Go hang out with her. It's fun.
Oh, in conclusion, I think that I would be a complete vegetable lying in my bed right now if it hadn't been for you. Because it was just an absolute nightmare for me. And just having you come up with these really good ideas, you followed through, you sent me the information. I could see that you'd already submitted this to the investor. And it was fabulous. It really was.
Well, we're very excited to see you close and head off for your new life in Scotland.
In Scotland.
With the grandbabies. With the family and grandbabies. But we grandmothers understand. It's about the grandbabies.
It really, really is. I'm just overjoyed. It's such a new adventure.